All right. So, I've been having a lot of trouble using the game capture system to record Hustlecat, but that doesn't mean I don't want to do it. So what I'm going to do is do this as a test. See if it works. If it does, great. If it doesn't, well, that sucks. But let's hope it works. So we're going to go ahead and start a new game. Okay, yeah, I do. Okay, select photo. We're going to go with this one. Avery Gray. I use she, her, which I like that you can change it at any point during the game. I think that's super forward thinking and wonderful. This game has been getting super stuck for me lately. It's taking longer to load and stuff like that. It's still a sweet game. I think I fell asleep on the couch again. Little lasers of sunlight are zapping right into my face from the middle of the curtains. I think they've specifically been aimed to burn my eyes out. I had this weird dream about a goth band. What is it? Like noon? Jeez. Not my fault. This couch pulls you in like you're drowning in bread dough. My spine pops in loud protest as I swim free from my bread dough cushion trap. I'm gonna turn down the volume of this music a little bit. I don't know if that affects it in OBS. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm gonna have to apologize to Aunt Wendy. I'm probably leaving a dent in the shape of my ass in her cushions. I'll probably have to apologize for a couple of things, actually. Okay, I know this looks bad, but it's almost not even my fault. I can't help that clutter is naturally drawn into my gravitational pull. Honestly, it makes me feel more comfortable, you know? Like, I really live here, instead of just like I'm couch surfing at my aunt's. Or like I'm living in a furniture catalog. That's what my mom's house is like. It is like a furniture catalog. It's ridiculous. Not that I'm ungrateful. Aunt Wendy is awesome to let me use her apartment while she's away. She helped talk my mom and dad into letting me come all the way out to the city, too. Excuse me. She's pretty cool. I hear rustling behind me like fingernails on cardboard. It makes me pause for a second, but I jump as I realize what it is. Hey, Mochi, knock it off. Mochi, the living trash bag disguised as a cat, stares up indignantly from inside the pizza box. He's trying to scrape up some dried cheese from the bottom again. His little mushed up face is probably trying to stare me down, but it's kind of hard to tell where he's looking with those crossed eyes. Mochi! Meow. I clap my hands a few times to break the stalemate. He jumps at the sound, then waddles back to the bedroom in defeat. I guess since I'm up too, I might as well get to whatever I'm gonna do today. I shuffle to the curtains and throw them open. My laptop is still sitting open on the coffee table. There's no coffee table. Oh yeah, job searching, I guess. That's what I was gonna do. I plop back down on the couch, already sinking back into the cushions, and take a look. Geez, there's so many tabs here. Which one did I leave Greg's list open in again? Not that one. This one? Or this one? Maybe this one. Nah, that's just another cat video. Mood. I was up all night watching Jelly Donut, the cat who balances donuts on her head. I have no idea how you get a cat to do something like that. Guess that's why Mochi and I aren't internet famous. I find the tab and start scrolling through listings again. It's not like anything new has gone up since yesterday, I bet. sidewalk cleaner intern, college credit only, internet comment section proofreader, fundraiser, street team intern, unpaid. Yeah, it's been like this all month. Can you really blame me for giving up and watching cat videos? I know this kind of thing is supposed to take time, but try telling that to mom, dad, or my savings. Any of those could send me back home at any time. And I really have to get this done before Aunt Wendy gets back. Just thinking about writing another cover letter is making my will to exist erode away. I'm gonna go for a walk. When I got here, I expected to be buried in noise from the city's traffic and crowds, but it's actually pretty quiet. The apartment is on a side street, far from the main street bustle. From here, the noises of the city are just a distant hum. It's comforting, like the buzz of an old tube TV. I'd have to walk like 20 minutes to get to the train station from here, but I rarely leave the neighborhood, so it doesn't really matter. Still, living a small town life in the city, I guess. Whatever. I got plenty of adventure in this neighborhood. I can just set out in any direction and find something new, even if I've been down that way before. Sure, I get lost a lot too, but that's half the fun, right? I turn a corner at the end of the block and head up a tiny side street I haven't tried yet. Neatly arranged trash cans line the sides of the road. I think I'm behind some stores right now. I'm expecting a dead end, but the road suddenly curves to the right. It looks too narrow for cars, but the faded white lines marking the middle seem to claim some brave drivers could try their luck. I decided to follow the sharp bend in the road after I pass a tall partition. I'm surprised by what I see. A cat's paw. A squat 3-story building painted so ostentatiously bright it'd be impossible to miss sits in front of me. A cat's paw? Is this a pet store or something? Maybe I can get a dumb toy for dumb Mochi. As I walk closer to the front doors of the building, I don't see the aisles of pet food I expected from the broad store windows. Instead, it looks like there are couches and tables neatly arranged in rows. Oh, so this is one of those pretentious restaurants with a pithy nonsense name, huh? I can feel my interest deflate and sink into my stomach. Just as I'm about to turn and continue walking, I notice a sign in the window that declares, "Now hiring, inquire within." I'm hardly dressed for a job inquiry, but I may as well give it a shot, right? I look to my right as I walk up to the door and see a little orange and white cat laying belly up, sunning itself against the window. It doesn't seem terribly sanitary to have a cat in a restaurant, but whatever. I like cats. Bells tinkle delicately as I tug on the handle. The heavy door creaks open. This place is so classy. It feels fake. It looks like a game board exploded in here. Isn't that what the palace was like in Wonderland? Like with the cards and stuff? Is a purple cat gonna start talking to me? Though none of them are purple, boy are there a lot of cats. I think I can count at least 8 right off the bat. They're all over the place, romping around the floor, sleeping on some of the built-in structures in the walls. I've barely had time to take it all in when I hear a voice call out to me. "Welcome. Please sit wherever you'd like." I shuffle in place for a moment, at first unsure of where the voice came from, then of whether I want to sit down or whether I want to keep this strictly business. Actually... I start as the source of the voice looms into view. He appears suddenly from the second-story landing and covers the length of the floor in a few long strides. "You look very confused. Is this your first time here? Would you like me to explain a bit about how the cafe works? I'll be happy to give you a tour." His eyes are gentle. He's one of those people who smiles with his entire body. It's positively infectious. Why aren't you going to the next one? We'll go with, actually, I'm here about the job. Oh. His pause is brief, but it worries me a little. Is it really that surprising that someone would come in and ask about a job? Did I do it wrong? Oh, great. We don't get a lot of responses. I think it's because Mr. Graves only puts the sign up in the window. He doesn't want to advertise anywhere. A good thing I came in then, huh? You're right. His smile is broad, but his eyes creep to the back of the cafe where he's looking for an escape. Okay, you can take a seat. I'll go get the owner. He'll be able to tell you more about what he's looking for. You got it. Oh, and what was your name? Avery. Avery, cool. I'm Landry. Nice to meet you. I forgot how stupid his name was. Okay, I'll be right back. He bounds up the stairs and disappears. I begin to sit at the little cafe table, but freeze halfway as I hear a faint exclamation of dismay. It's followed by thundering footsteps, then by Landry's return. Avery, I'm sorry. What? I didn't offer you any coffee. Would you like some? Oh, don't scare me like that. Sure. You got it. He vanishes into the back again and reappears carefully balancing a stout white mug atop a black saucer in one hand and a tiny creamer in the other. He gently sets the mug and creamer before me. I forgot to ask how you take your coffee, so I brought you some milk. There's sugar on the table if you'd like it. Oh, thank you. Okay, I'll check with Graves this time. I mean it. Landry bounds to the back room and is again out of sight. A Siamese cat timidly peers at him as he goes, then directly at me, with a wide-eyed worry look. Dun, dun, dun. I give it an awkward smile and nod before I realize I'm treating a cat like a stranger in an elevator. I dump most of the milk and 3 sugar packets into my coffee before I can get to the consistency I like. I pour what should be a little splash of extra milk, but half the creamer's worth spills in. It almost overflows. Ew. This cat's looking at me like it's offended by what I just did. What? Like a cat knows anything about coffee. When Landry finally returns, he's not alone. This is Graves, the owner of the cafe. Graves, this is Avery. Dun 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 dun. He looks like he should own a bookstore that insists it sells tomes, not books. Or maybe like he sells crystals that balance your chakras. He does not look like that at all. Or maybe this is what the owner of cat cafes look like? I've never seen... His eyes, they're 2 different colors. I can't focus on both of them at the same time. Which one am I supposed to look at? My attention is sucked into his icy blue eye. Is he wearing a contact to complete his dark Renaissance look? I think it was his eye. Yes, it was this. Huh? He had the eye of a vulture, a pale blue eye with film over it. Whenever it fell upon me, my blood ran cold. And so, by degrees, very gradually, I made up my mind to take the life of the old man and thus rid myself of the eye forever. Excuse me? Telltale Heart, you were looking at my eye. Kids, didn't you read that in high school? Well, yeah, but... Iridis heterochromia. It's more common in cats than humans. What a weirdo. I'm not sure I want to work for a guy like this. Why isn't it? Good, next one. Oh cool, I didn't know that. I might as well humor him a bit. If this guy is going to sign my paychecks, he can rattle off as many weird cat facts as he wants. Graves, would you mind telling Avery a bit about the place? I think it'd be good if you talk about what we do here. Graves looks like the notion is causing him physical pain. I'm not too keen on this idea either, Chief. You didn't do that already. Don't you think it sounds better coming from the owner? You're going to be doing the interview anyway. Good point, Laundry. Friggin' Laundry. This cafe would collapse into rubble without you around to keep me on track. All right, Avery, I didn't prepare a speech, so you'll have to forgive me. I'm a little surprised to hear that, but I guess there aren't any Poe stories that he can quote for this situation. I like to take care of strays. I like coffee. I like good desserts. I like a beautiful room. I want a place where I could have all of those at once. And that's how a cat's paw was born. The cats here are from the neighborhood. Usually they want to come in here, so I don't have to convince them to come in. Forever home. Pithy. I hate the term. But the cats who want to be adopted are listed on the wall over there. I'm a good matchmaker for people and cats. I can tell who's a good fit for the cat's personality. If they meet my standards, they've got a new family member. It's good you help them find homes like that. Well, if I had the room, I'd just keep them all. He totally means it, doesn't he? Cool. I get to be interviewed by a cat hoarder. I don't know. It's probably better that way, right? Who knows? Follow me. We'll talk on the second floor. Before he finishes the sentence, he's already 3 steps up the stairs to the balcony. So much for introduction to the cafe, I guess. I shake my head a little and follow him. After all, I really need a job. Mood, though. We make our way up to the second floor balcony, which, except for us, is only occupied by those amazing looking cakes in the display. I wonder if I can get a slice on my way out? Graves leans down over the balcony of the cafe and raises his voice to the people below. Or the cats, I guess, since cats are the only thing I can see from here. Hayes, will you get us some coffee? Isn't that the chef? Is that the chef? I haven't seen anybody here besides him and Laundry. Oh, I already had a cup. Is that going to stop you from having another? You can't have enough coffee, especially when Hayes is the one making it. Yes, you can, actually. I don't think I met Hayes. You may have. You might not know yet. Graves folds himself into the slender chair at a corner table. He pushes the opposite chair away with his foot, nudging it just enough to turn it towards me. That sounds so rude. Like sitting in a chair and then kicking out the other chair for the person to sit on. No fucking thanks. Come on, sit down, let's talk. You don't have to be so stiff. Interviews are boring. Make it interesting for both of us. No pressure, huh? Graves sits with this sort of grim pomp, like he's sitting in a skull throne and a raven's going to land on his shoulder at any time. Maybe it's more like he's about to roll a die with a lot of sides. Oh, no he doesn't. He ain't no D&D fan. I bet he's a nerd. I take a seat across from him. Just so you're aware, we aren't starting without coffee. Okay. You can talk, of course. I mean, the interview. Okay. Out of the corner of my eye, I notice a tiny slip of a blonde man standing at the balcony entrance. I jump a little. When did he get here? I didn't hear anybody come up the stairs at all. Is this guy a ghost? Graves looked like the type to hire ghosts. He looked so terrified by my shout. I think I scared him more than he scared me. Gingerly, he sets 2 mugs in front of Graves. Thank you, Hayes, but you should give Avery the other mug. He sounds like he's reminding a child to say thank you. Of course. Hayes glances up at me. Our eyes meet for a millisecond before he suddenly finds something very important to focus on downstairs. He pushes the cup toward me without looking back up. Thank you. Graves' ring clacks against the porcelain of the cup as he takes a drink. Perfect, as always. I don't know what I did without your coffee.
It's nothing special, really.
He talks like it's the first time he's spoken today, quiet and a little hoarse.
If that's all, I'll go back to the cats.
That's fine. Hayes slips back down the stairs just as quietly as he arrived. The kid would make a great ninja. I look down at the coffee and see a sleepy cat face staring up at me from the foam. I've only ever seen latte art on the internet before. Did Hayes really do this? I take a sip. It's not bad if you like coffee, I guess, but it could really use some sugar. There are packets on the table, but I can't bring myself to ruin the foam cat. Now, we can get this going. Let's interview. I'll even start off easy. What's your favorite breed of cat?
Do I like all cats?
But out of these, I like a Scottish fold. Do you know any other languages? How about ciphers?
日本語が話せますよ。これは違うよ。
What marine animal would you say best represents you? Marine animal best represents me. Orca! Orca are literally my favorite animals on this planet. What genre of music would you use to describe your work ethic? Bitch, I don't know. Classically hardworking. On a scale from 1 to 10, rate me as an interviewer. 7.5. Draculas or teenaged wolves? Draculas. Just kidding with that last one. Interesting. Good. I like interesting people. He leans forward, appraising me, with this terrible smirk on his face. He's like the cat who ate the canary. Maybe I don't want to be interesting by his standards, but it feels kind of flattering nonetheless. Thank you? You start tomorrow. Exclamation point, exclamation point. Wow, great, thank you. Don't run off yet, I have paperwork for you. Oh yeah, of course. Graves pushes away from the table, coffee cup in hand. He nabs my saucer even though I'm not quite finished, and slinks down the stairs. He returns as if he had never left, trading the empty coffee cup for a small stack of papers and a pen. He places them in front of me. So, what will my job be? We'll see. Did he hire me with no position in mind? Is this how this guy usually works? I feel like I'm in a daze. Too much information and too much coffee. I take the papers and skim them, signing pretty much anywhere I see an X and a line. What's it all for? And why is there so much? Probably taxes and stuff. I don't know. And who cares? I've got a job! I push the papers back towards Graves, and he eagerly scoops them off the table. Perfect. We open at 11, be here at 8. That is absurd. We'll have you help with the morning prep. My displeasure must be pretty apparent, because his mouth cracks into another smirk. You can work the later shift after training. You won't have to deal with all those cursed mornings for too long. Okay. That's fine. Now go. I have a lot of work to do before tomorrow. You need to get to work fixing that sleep schedule of yours. Okay. He seems lost in his own world now, poring over the paperwork I just filled out. I guess there's all sorts of tax stuff you have to deal with when hiring people. Why would he do it so casually? Well, whatever. It's not really my problem. Just not my problem sounds so laissez-faire. Or blasé. Not laissez-faire. I don't know what I'm talking about. I head down the stairs. Laundry's back. He looks uncomfortable, waiting at the foot of the balcony, but he perks up when he sees me. So? I'll see you tomorrow, coworker. Oh, congratulations. You can meet everyone else tomorrow morning. I'll make sure they're all ready for a meeting when you get in. How many people work here? Well, there's me, Graves, of course. You met Hayes, Finley, Mason, and Reese. That's it. It shouldn't take too long for you to get to know them. Okay, great. I'll see you tomorrow then. Great. See you. Woohoo! I'm gonna live it up a little. I'm gonna paint the town red. I finally have a job. And this is where I'm gonna stop it for the evening, but we'll get past this little intro video. This game is super, super, super cute. Susie and Aaron played it on Grumps when Steam Train was still a thing. And I was just super charmed by it. They only ever played 4 episodes, but I just was way too charmed. I couldn't not. But I hate this song, not gonna lie. So we're gonna go ahead and skip that. And then we're gonna save. I'll just save over that. All right. Thank you all so much for joining me in this adventure. And now I have to end the stream. Good night, everyone.